Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. So look, my hair look a mess, but I saw this really cute picture of Ari and I said I want that style for myself, but honey, clearly I don't have enough hair on my head. So in comes Better Length. They make some of the best, listen to me, the best top quality hair for us good old black girls, honey. Get that hair together. And so look, in the package that they sent me the bundle of hair and then of course a card telling me how to take care of it. But when I pulled this hair out of the package, y'all, I was so blown away. First of all, it was so soft to the touch. I got the Kinky textured clip-ins because that's the style I wanted to go for, and I feel like I would get a better blend if I had some hair with some texture. But y'all, the hair was so soft, it felt amazing and had that stanky smell to it that some places have. Honey, Better Length came with that fire. So here's what we did. I separated that one bundle into two sections. Now usually you only need one bundle of hair with Better Length, and that's what they pride themselves on. They give you enough density for one bundle to be enough for your style. So I separated it out by length of the tracks. My longer tracks are going in the back. The shorter width tracks are going to the front. So this is the longer length and it's time to put the style together, child. So of course, because I'm doing a half up, half down, I'm going to section my hair in that way. I'm pulling out the front section and that's where the top ponytail would be. And then of course the back is where we gonna get, you know, that good old Donna Summers, that big old body and all that other good stuff. So separate out the top and put an elastic just to get it out the way. Now, once you're starting on the back, you don't want to start all the way at the bottom. You want to start about a third of the way up on your head and build up from there. If you start all the way at the bottom, you will run out of tracks. It won't look as good. You don't even really need to do all that. So start about a third of the way up and section that off. And then you want to take a comb and comb through it just so you can make sure you get the best chances of a blend. Now, granted, it don't have to be perfect in the back because you ain't really gonna see it no way, but you know, you just do it for the vinyl, whatever, make it look good. So I found the track that fit that section and I went ahead and installed the clip-in. Baby, when I tell you that clip-in felt so good on my hand, that thing was fire. Listen to me. Fire. So anyway, install the clip in, just go ahead and flip that track to the back and clip it right on in there, and it's as simple as that. It's literally clip your clip in into your hair. And scene. So once the clip-in is completely applied, what I'm going to do is try to do a braid out. The texture that she had in that picture was more of a curly texture and I didn't want to do anything with heat, so I wanted to do a braid out just to protect my hair because like I said, I'm going through postpartum shedding. So I got me a gel with some hold to it, and I definitely suggest you do the same, either a gel or a mousse, because you want to have some hold. A cream ain't gonna get the job done. So what I did, and I didn't show you the first time around, is I sprayed down my hair and the clip-in with some water just because that's what's going to give you that effortless blend. And then I applied my holding gel, and honey, I'm just gonna braid that thing right on down. Just go ahead and braid it down, and then once you get to the section where your real hair is starting to end and the weave gonna take over, you want to comb it just a little bit or add a little bit more product just to make sure that you get a really good blend. So make sure you touch up that end and go ahead and braid it all the way down. Once you get to the bottom note, honey, go ahead and get to a good stopping point and add a perm rod, and that's what's gonna make this thing really pop. So make sure you apply your water, apply your gel, put that good old perm rod in, and go on about your business. And I'm gonna show you one more time and then we're gonna get you on out of here. So here we go again. Spray down the section with some water, apply your styling product of choice, and then you want to do a braiding motion all the way down. You want to make sure the water and the gel saturated both your real hair and the clip-in. That's what's going to help it to blend together. If you need to do some combing, go ahead and do that, and then you just go ahead and braid down. And once you get to the bottom of the braid, you go ahead and put on your perm rod, and I'm gonna let you watch that, and then I'll come back and talk to you. And right there we have the perm rod. It doesn't matter the size, it's just I had the pink ones and so that's what I did. So I told you at the bottom you want to start about a third of the way up, but once you lay the first track every track should be about an inch or half an inch apart, just depending on the fullness that you want. So I sectioned out about an inch high, applied another track, and did that full motion all the way through. And I didn't really feel the need to show y'all because it was repetitive. Spray your hair with water, spray the weave with water, apply styling product, and braid and put on a perm rod. Simple, right? All right, now let's get this top done. So you want to part off in thinner sections at the top, and forgive any patchiness you see. Like I said, my baby took my hair from me, child, so you know I'm making the best of it. So section off one section and get that out of the way, and then you want to put an elastic towards the front just to make sure that you're keeping the area kind of uniform or organized, I should say, so that you can apply it. So once that section is pulled back and you got a free space and a clean area to work with, apply a clip-in. But you're not going to do the water and gel combo until the end. So continue until you run out of wefts to do small parts, and then you want to apply the clip-in and just keep going. So I'm going to show you that, honey. And listen, the parts don't have to be perfect. Mine definitely wasn't. Do the best you can, okay? And that's just that. So go ahead and continue to do small parts and apply your clip-ins until you run out. And here I am installing the last clip-in. By then I was tired, child, but we made it. So here's what we're going to do is get ready to assemble the ponytail. And I don't know if I showed you in the video, but the first thing I'm doing is spraying it down with water in the front because that's what's gonna help it to blend. And once it is situated, you kind of know where you want to position it. Get some holding gel and you want to smooth it into that area. And then you're gonna comb it in with a fine tooth comb, and that's gonna really help it to lay real flat. And that's what you need to do. So continue to kind of like manipulate it until you get into the position that you want. Put some gel on it and then put your elastic on, and yeah, we'll go from there. All right, and so once your ponytail is installed, listen, I told y'all my baby took my hair from me, so the edges, honey, she left the check. So what I'm gonna do is just try to make it kind of like conceal so it don't look as bad. So I'm just kind of doing like a curtain sensation, but this is the time, if you do have some edges that you want to design, go ahead and do that now. And then once your edges are done, tie it down. I didn't have any neck strips, so I used a scarf, but if you do have some neck strips, go ahead and do that, and that's gonna help to mold it flat. So once it's designed, tie it down and move on to the next step. All right, so in the back, it's a little bit more forgiving because it's not as seen, but because this portion of the hair is seen, you want to be very careful. So grab smaller sections and you're going to do very tight braids. Be very intentional about that because that's what's going to help to blend. So spray that section down with water and add your styling product, and even do a little bit of combing if you need to, just to make sure it blends. And then you want to braid very tightly. Now of course, you don't hurt yourself now, okay? You ain't doing all that. You just want it to blend, but you don't want to rip it out. So braid all the way down pretty tightly, and then once you get to the bottom, put a perm rod. So I'm gonna just let y'all watch this for a section, and then I'll come back and talk to you. And I'm gonna show you one more time. You want to grab a small section and making sure that in the section that you grab, you have your real hair and the weave. You want to spray it down because the water is just what's going to help it to blend. And in my situation, because I need a trim, it wasn't blending that well, so I combed it in together to make sure it was a really seamless blend. Then I applied my holding gel, and then I braided it all the way down and applied the perm rod. Okay, so once it's done, it's serving real Aquila in the B, looking real juvenile, but this is very much so a time to trust the process. It's gonna be cute in the end. So I went ahead and set under the dryer, and then I came back the next day. That's why I got a bonnet on. So the very first thing you're gonna do is take out your perm rods just to keep it organized. So go through and take it out, and once all the perm rods are removed, take off your scarf. So I did coat my hands with some oil just to lubricate it because I didn't want to cause too much frizz and friction. I don't mind a little bit because it helps to add add a little volume and a little body, yada, yada, yada. And then from there, I start unraveling. So I'm gonna start on the bottom and really focus on unbraiding kind of slowly. It's a little bit more forgiving at the bottom because again, it's gonna be covered by the top, but still, go ahead and take your time a little bit and unbraid. And then as you're unbraiding, once you're completely done unbraiding, separate where it naturally wants to separate. And so that's how you're gonna get a little bit more volume at the bottom. So yeah. And this is what it looks like once you're completely done unbraiding. You can add as much or as little volume as you want based off how much you separated. Hers was kind of full, so that's why I added a lot more fullness and did a lot of separation. Now at the bottom, you can be a little raggedy if you want to. At the top, honey, you ain't got time for that. So be very meticulous about how you unbraid. You want to take your time because if you jack this up, you're gonna jack up your blend, okay? So unbraid very, very slowly. And don't do any separating until you're done unbraiding the entire braid. So I'm gonna show you me unbraiding in real time. And then once I get to the top, I do a little bit of separating, but I only separate just where the extension is. I don't do any separating where my real hair is because that's what's gonna make the blend mess up. So I kind of just pull just a little bit at the bottom, but I do not separate all the way up because I want this hair to stay together. So I'm gonna do it one more time. Start at the bottom of the braid and go ahead and unravel all the way up. Child, it's a simple braid out. Like I feel like I'm just talking for no reason, but I'm sure somebody out here may not know what's up. So you know, if you know how to do this, just sit and listen, okay? But anyway, unbraid all the way up and take your time. You don't want to be too raggedy with it because that's gonna mess up the blend. So unbraid all the way up, and then you can do a little bit of separating where the extension is, but do not do any form of separating where your real hair is because that will cause it to no longer blend. Now once I got to this side, I ain't even gonna lie to you, child, I was a little tired and I didn't feel like it, so I started kind of tugging. But don't be like me, be better, okay? Take your time and unbraid all the way up, and make sure, I cannot stress this enough, do not separate where your real hair is. If you want to add any separation which will cause the volume, do that only where the extension is, and make sure you don't do too much manipulation of your real hair. So once I was done, this is what it looked like, and I wanted a little bit more body, so I started taking my time and seeing which section I could do a little bit more separating for more volume. And once that was complete, I'm gonna show you the final look in 5, 4, 3, 2, drum roll please, 1. And there we have it. And so it wasn't quite like hers, but considering this is more of a natural texture hairstyle, I thought it was so cute. But let me get into the weave, because honey, I've been rocking this thing in real life off camera multiple times. So soft, so flexible. I've put heat on it, I've washed it, minimum shedding, it doesn't stink, and that's a big faux pas for me. But this hair, it was absolutely amazing. So if you're looking to get some really fun styles, and listen, don't let natural hair put you in a box, honey. Have fun with it. You got one life, go ahead and spice that thing on up. So that's what I chose to do with this style. But if you weren't looking for that, check out Better Length. Look at the link in my description box. Be able to check out these extensions and other things they have to offer. Honey, I was feeling myself, so excuse to this bopper. But anyway, if you're looking for some really jazzy things to do to your hair, check out these extensions. Go ahead, spice up their hair. So again, shout out to Better Length for sponsoring this video. If y'all have any questions, leave them down below. I love y'all, Maki Dada, and I'm out this piece. Bye.